Hello everybody, it's Belushi here, coming back at you guys today with another video. It's actually going to be another plushie deep dive video, all about Rilakkuma. So I've loved Rilakkuma for quite a few years now. I would say honestly since like 10 years ago, since I was 14. And I have quite a few Rilakkuma plushies, as you guys have probably seen in my videos. I've got some over here as well to show as examples. But yeah, so we're just going to be going through and unpacking the origins of Rilakkuma, as well as kind of like Rilakkuma's friends, in addition to like the successes of Rilakkuma, and some of the controversies potentially, and then the quality and overall of what I think of the plushies. So first off, contrary to popular belief, Rilakkuma does not come from the Sanrio brand that makes Hello Kitty as well as Choco Cat and Cinnamoroll amongst a ton of other characters. It actually comes from the company SanX, which was started back in the 30s, I believe it was 1932. And it was originally named Cheetah Handler and changed its name in 1973 to SanX, and that's when they had the 3 X's to make the 4-leaf clover logo that we know of today. And they also started coming out with the characters for that rebrand. I believe the first one was called Deco. I'll put up some images here if I can find any. And it has been predominantly a stationary brand when it started. And it had some popular designs like Concerto in 1978. And then it also had a like 50s style Bobby Soxer, a cute dolphin character Aquamarine in the 80s. So it really became known for its characters. Today we know of Rilakkuma as well as Sumiko Gurashi and the Sentimental Circus and Jinbei-san. So after its characters, they make tons of different products, still a ton of stationery and stickers, but they also make like bags, clothing items, pencil cases, everything pretty much under the sun as far as merchandise. Because it has gotten really widely popular with not just Rilakkuma, but also Sumiko Gurashi, I think in all over the world, honestly. Rilakkuma, and its Japanese name, I think pronounced Rilakkuma? I think that's correct, was actually created by Aki Kondo, along with his other friends, Rilakkuma and Chiro Kokuma, and Kiroi Tori in 2003. So they were actually all featured in a comic book series known as Rilakkuma Seikatsu. So it's a 4-panel comic series that tells Rilakkuma's origin story, set in the apartment of the human woman Karu, who's an office worker. So it's pretty interesting, pretty adorable comics that are kind of just like a slice of life, with all of the different Rilakkuma characters. And Rilakkuma, as the main character, actually showed up on Karu's doorstep out of the blue. We don't really know why it came there or how it came there, but started living in her house after that point. And we don't know what Rilakkuma is. It is actually something wearing this little bear suit, this plushy bear suit with this little blue polka dot material inside. So it's never really been discovered or disclosed, I guess, by SanX, but it is indeed some unknown entity wearing this bear suit, which is a little bit creepy. But it has these little paws with the yellow and the yellow matching on the ears, the cute little face, and this brown fur, the white tummy, and the little tail next to the zipper. And the name Rilakkuma is a mix of the Japanese words relaxu, relax, and Kuma, bear. So it literally means relaxed bear, which kind of goes along with his lazy personality. And It is actually genderless, so I will probably say he. I think a lot of people refer to Rilakkuma as a he, but it's actually completely genderless. So with the fact that we don't know what it is, we don't even know if like Rilakkuma technically has a gender, or what is inside. Moving on to the next character that's involved in Rilakuma's life, so is Kaoru, the human woman that he lives with. And she is a office worker, brunette, brown eyes, and really honestly is described overall as being soft-spoken and mild-mannered. Next we have Rilakkuma, who might be honestly might be my favorite out of all the Rilakkuma characters. But just the same as Rilakkuma just showed up on Kaoru's doorstep to live with her out of nowhere. And also similarly, people think that it is actually not a bear either, and is also something that we don't know what it is, wearing a bear suit. Contrary to Rilakkuma, this one has a little button on its chest. It has the same kind of like facial features, with white fur instead this time, and then pink here. I think this one shows better of these little pads of the feet and the paws, so very, very cute. And then this one also has a little button. I think normally it's red. On that one it's red, as you can see traditionally. On my really big one, I probably will get these down at the end of the video to show you guys, because I love the big ones that I have back there. But I think it's stylized to be pink, and a lot of, like, this one's a darker pink. This one's actually purple, to go along with the different themes of these. And it's very mischievous, and I guess loves pranks. And yeah, very hyperactive, as described in the little series. Super duper cute, and is normally with like a pink sort of color scheme. And then moving into Kiroi Tori, I think that is how you pronounce the name. But this is a small, hardworking yellow little chick, as you can see. I only actually have two plushies of him. I would like to get one of the big ones to match my other two. I just haven't yet, but these are the two that I have so far. But very, very cute. It has this little beak that's super duper cute with these little nostrils on top, and then these little feet, and has the little wings typically. So you can see this one is pretty similar as well. The little monster suit, but super, super cute. This was actually Kaoru's pet before Rilakkuma arrived in her house. So this was already, the little chick was already living there, and it likes broccoli a lot. I guess Rilakkuma does not like to eat broccoli, so usually Kiroi Tori ends up eating it. Loves to clean and scolds both Rilakkuma and Rilakkuma for being messy, as well as takes care of them anytime he's out of his cage. And then lastly, we have Chairoi Koguma, I believe is the correct way to pronounce this little guy's name. But he actually didn't join the Rilakkuma universe until 2016, unlike the others who were in the original comics in 2003. But this is actually a real bear, so a real honey brown bear. And it has some pretty notable features as well. It has these little like bear-shaped pads, and then also has this little honey bear head on its butt. And it also has sharp teeth when it opens its mouth, which is interesting. I would like a little plush that has the teeth out. I think that'd be super cute. I'm sure there probably is one. And it actually was introduced into the story from Rilakkuma, befriended it in the woods or in the forest. it brings it to meet Rilakkuma and Kiroi Tori. And the forest name that it lives in is Honey Forest, so it does not come to live in the apartment. I believe it remains in the forest. It is a part of the kind of like main friendship circle. And it's best friends with Kumanbachi, which is a tiny little honeybee. Moving into the controversies for Rilakkuma, so there aren't really any controversies that I could find anyhow that have been highly publicized for Sand X and Rilakkuma. As always, that you have with a lot of really popular plushies or just brands and characters in general, is fakes. So fake products using Rilakkuma's imagery without paying for the rights for it. So that's really honestly the most common thing that can be controversial with these little guys. I know too, it is a little bit creepy that it is something wearing a bear suit. However, I think that it adds a little bit more of like mystery to the bear, and I don't think that it really bothers too many people. And I don't think too many people actually know that about Rilakkuma. But yeah, and then as far as the successes for Rilakkuma, there are a ton. So Rilakkuma has become really popular ever since its release. It's also really known as a big Y2K Japanese kind of symbol, I guess you could say. And they've expanded from doing stationery to plushies to other merchandise with like clothing, home items, and the list really goes on. And they're sold at large retailers and smaller kind of like hobby shops all around the world. And as of March 2020, Rilakkuma merchandise has sold $10 billion in Asia alone. So you can only imagine how much that those numbers have grown since then, being it's the year 2025, and all over the world, this little guy is popular. And there's actually been shows made for Rilakkuma. So there's Rilakkuma and Kaoru, which is a stop animation series on Netflix that was released back in 2019, and it's really a slice of life showing Rilakkuma and his friends, of course, and Kaoru kind of living life and just cute little cozy kind of story going on. And yeah, and then the other one is Rilakkuma's Theme Park Adventure. It's another stop motion series that came out in 2022. So this one's also pretty interesting, with more of like the theme park aspect, but still I think can kind of like tie back to the slice of life a little bit. Rilakkuma also has some different games as well, including Rilakkuma at Home, Rilakkuma no Mainichi, I think is how it's pronounced, and Rilakkuma Farm. And then there are different shops and cafes, all dedicated to Rilakkuma specifically. So as far as in Japan, there was one in, I think it's still there, a Rilakkuma shop and cafe in Arashima, Kyoto, and it's onsen themed store that sells exclusive plushies as well as other Rilakkuma merchandise. It also has a Sabo tea house that makes Rilakkuma themed curries, meals, and other desserts like crepes and things. And then there was also a pop-up Rilakkuma cafe in Harajuku that sold different like Rilakkuma themed cakes, parfaits, sodas, and floats. And then I believe it had exclusive plushies as well for the 20th anniversary. And then there's also some permanent shops within Japan of Kittyland in Harajuku and Ikebukuro, as well as in the Character Street in Tokyo Station. And as well as that, they also sell Rilakkuma within the United States, since that's primarily, for me, I live in the USA. And pretty big retailers like Hot Topic, Barnes & Noble, and Kinokuniya, so which I know is not in all states, but it is becoming quite a bit bigger of a chain. So really cool, very successful in those aspects. People have actually had Rilakkuma weddings. So a Japanese wedding company called Escrit actually had a Rilakkuma bridal fair in 2020, where they had a Rilakkuma wedding plan with all kinds of Rilakkuma decor. So really crazy, and even like life-size Rilakkuma characters attend the wedding. Um, yeah, I can't say that I personally would think that I would do that, but I think it is very cute at the same time. I, for one, really wanted a Hello Kitty wedding when I was like 6 years old and made like a whole collage of it. So I could see you wanting to have a little Rilakkuma themed wedding as well. Also, with their successes, I won't go too deep into these, but there's been many collaborations with Rilakkuma. Kippis, I believe, is the name of the brand, where they made a bunch of different bags, slippers, plush, and more with flower and strawberry motifs. So that was a really interesting collaboration. They also did one with Leiden, Egypt. So it was an ancient Egypt exhibition originating from the National Museum of Antiques in Leiden, the Netherlands. And they were actually touring at Japan at a host of selected museums throughout 2021 and 2022. So they actually had the Rilakkuma characters in like pharaoh outfits and stuff like that. So really cute as a way to kind of tie it in. I think it's very good for kids too, of like being able to connect this character and make it a little bit more fun to the history. And then another collab was actually with Cold Stone Creamery to do Rilakkuma themed ice cream. Super duper cute. And then Floresta Donuts, they made a bunch of Rilakkuma themed donuts. And Maison de Fleur, I think, is a pretty popular one where it's kind of like Paris or Parisian kind of looking. Pastel tote bags, makeup pouches. They did phone cases and like little plush danglers for handbags. So of all Rilakkuma. So I think that one, I've even seen people selling stuff on TikTok or just even on eBay for those collaborations specifically. Most Burger, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, again as well, but they had meal sets with different merchandise, including like mugs and other things, if you ordered specific Rilakkuma meals. So a lot of really cool collaborations, and that's just to name a few of them. Really successful though. Definitely helps to sell a lot of products with this little guy and his friends, well, its friends, featured. Now, getting into the quality of Rilakkuma, I think overall they are nice quality. It really depends though, honestly, on the line and if it is a collaboration or if they're working with some other company to produce the toys that have purchased the rights. So most of these are directly from SanX, and are not made with like a third-party company and are not produced from a collaboration. So I feel like this is a little bit more true to what the, I guess, original plushies and the brand Rilakkuma is represented as. So the first thing is a lot of them are made with polyester. I think all of these are with polyester. They do have some varying materials here and there, like this felt, and then have some like ribbon pieces as well. This one even has a little metal ice cream, but majority is polyester. So, and they are made in factories primarily within China and Cambodia, as with a lot of these plush. And there are plenty of factory mistakes. For the most part, I don't think that too many of my Rilakumas have any kind of like sewing issues. This one specifically, if you can see, has like some kind of like stray, I don't know if this is just like pulling from the polyester fabric or what, but it's like a little bald patch right there, and I don't generally like it, just sits on a shelf, so I don't know how this could have really happened on its butt. But it also could have been there honestly when I got it, when I originally ordered her. But yeah, overall though, I think like the sewing is fine, just like it would be for any like factory plush. You may end up getting one that has defects to it. These also, I really don't like the accessories on these little monster ones that I opened, mainly because they just feel cheap to me. These little bags are great. This one, I don't like that the image was printed instead of using embroidery. But besides that, just this felt is just cheap and then gets wrinkled or like cracks. Because naturally if it folds, it's just gonna do that. But I think too, with like the creativity of these is really cool. The different collections they've come out with, little monsters. They've also done like I think one even looked like Frankenstein, or like Frankenstein-esque for Rilakkuma at one point for Halloween. They've done really cute little Christmas themed ones. This little ice cream collection as well was super duper cute. Then I think this one, I can't remember. Look at her little eyes, they're so cute. She has hearts printed. And Rilakkuma is also not gendered either. I just end up calling it a her. The gender binary speaks in my brain of pink. Must be, but super duper cute. And yeah, so I would say overall for quality, I think it's okay, for the most part. And then for creativity, I think they do use quite a bit of fabrics that are different and have some more exploratory little ideas, like this one for the 20th anniversary. I think it's so cute, with the little cape and the little crowns. And I think too, it's also like they're very recognizable. Like, you know Rilakkuma when you see him. And so for that reason, I do think that these are more creative and definitely like have a bit more individuality as compared to other plush and other characters. Super duper cute. And then as far as pricing, those two I actually won at an arcade, so I don't really know how much I paid for them in the end. I think it probably would have been around $100. I think normally those do sell for about $200 each, because they are quite big. This one I think was close to like, this one was $30.95 from Kinokuniya that my parents got for me. This one I think was also around 30 something dollars. I also have another, I think you can see it up there, Rilakkuma from like the Usa Baby series in the bunny costume for Rilakkuma. And that one was about $30 as well. These were about 20 something, I want to say. I got them as a set, so it ended up being closer to 80 for all four of them. But yeah, so I think the pricing is pretty fair. This one was bought at a convention. I think it was around $50, but it's from a third-party seller, so also keep that in mind. But it's a pretty good size plush. Definitely very cuddly as well, so that's pretty nice with the stuffing as well. And definitely well stuffed for each of these. I think this one has a little bit less stuffing in its body, but it makes it really wonderful for cuddling. And then you also have the feet, has beans in it. And I think those are pretty similar as well to this one. These are all pretty well stuffed, pretty compact considering they're a bit smaller. And I wouldn't say probably the best for cuddling, unless, you know, it's all about preference. It really is. And if you like to cuddle with something bigger or something that's a little bit more pliable as far as stuffing goes, and that kind of thing. But yeah, so honestly, how I would rate these, and this is definitely biased, because again, I really loved these for over 10 years. I would give them, with the other things of like different quality issues, with them being about $30 on average. or $35 even. I would give them 8.5 honeybees or honey bears out of 10. And that's going to be pretty much it for this video, you guys. Thank you so much for watching till the end if you made it this far. I know that it might be a little bit longer again. I hope not. I hope I was able to cut it down a little bit for my last video, all about Skull Panda. And definitely go watch that if you'd be interested. And definitely subscribe. Thank you so much for 200 subscribers so far. I really appreciate that you guys take the time to watch me and to keep up with my videos. It really means a lot. I do really love plushies, so this is something I'm really passionate about and really want to do more videos on in the future. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. I hope you're having a great day wherever you are in the world. Bye, guys.